real good feeling. Right now, 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 right now. Oh, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. I got a real good feeling.
Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, welcome to a very special episode of Coffee and Crypto Live. We've been working on some stuff right up to the very last minute before we started, and we cannot wait to announce it. But guys, we have some very special things coming up in today's stream, but we are going to be covering Bitcoin and doing some technical analysis on it, and we're also going to be covering Cardano and doing some very special technical analysis on it. And we have a very special announcement to wrap the stream coming out a little bit later. I cannot wait to share it with you guys. The culmination of months of work, part of it, is about to go live, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with our audience. I am joined, as always, by Kinda Crypto Tim. How you doing, Tim?
Doing good, man. Got my white Under Armour hat, got my Under Armour shirt. Still waiting on that sponsorship, but it's coming soon, and I'm about to make some money.
You about to make some money?
I'm about to make some money.
About to make some money because we're about to buy some Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about that here today. We're also joined, as always, by Smay. How you doing, Smay?
Hello, everybody. Guys, today is going to be a very special day.
It is a very special day.
I do have to pull a pro gamer move here in the middle of the stream, so it's going to be pretty lit, guys. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. Let's go.
It's going to be a good one, guys. So, guys, we have a lot on the docket today. I don't want to wait any longer. Give me just a second. I got to grab my chart. Let's go ahead and jump onto Bitcoin. We're going to start there. We got a little bit of news around Bitcoin and Cardano. We're going to do some technical analysis on these markets. And then, like I said, we delayed the stream just a little bit to make sure we were fully ready because we got something special coming up at the end. So make sure you stay tuned. Here in about half an hour, we are going to be launching and announcing something that we have been working on for up to 9 months now. I've been talking about for nearly a year, guys. Some big things are coming, and now they are here. So we will talk about that in a second, but let's go ahead and start with some Bitcoin technical analysis because I know that's what you're all here for. Let's start out here on the daily chart. Bitcoin has been in a massive rally over the last couple of months. In fact, over the last 34 days, Bitcoin managed to rally 70%, and it moved all the way up to $50,500. A lot of people are asking themselves the question right now, hey, is Bitcoin about to go back to all-time high? Is Cardano about to do this? Excuse me, not Cardano. Ethereum about to do the same? These two cryptocurrencies are undervalued compared to Cardano, which has already rallied far past its all-time high. We even talked about here over the last couple of days that there was a more than likely going to be a shift in market dominance from ADA all the way over into Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we're going to talk about all of that and more. But first, let's start with our Bitcoin. One of the first things that we want to talk about on Bitcoin are its moving averages because we have a lot of data surrounding moving averages right now. The very first one I want to talk to you about is none other than the 200 moving average on Bitcoin. Looking at the BLX chart, that's the Brave New Coin Liquid Index for Bitcoin. If you're not familiar with that, what this is it's a composite chart of many different markets on Bitcoin so we can see as much of the history of Bitcoin as possible. This is the oldest chart on Bitcoin, and it allows us to look all the way back into August of 2010 so that we can see as much of the history of the Bitcoin chart as possible. Looking on the BLX, it's literally just BLX, Brave New Coin Liquid Index. BLX is the ticker symbol. We can see that Bitcoin has a very long and storied history of bouncing off of the 200 daily simple moving average, both bullish and bearish. You can see right here, we actually tested it as resistance, and back over here in July, we tested it as support in 2013 and 2014, respectively. Moving forward, Into 2016 and 17, the 200 daily simple moving average acted as the support for the entire bull market, and then as we got into 2018, it acted as the resistance. These moving averages are very important because remember, technical analysis is us looking on the history of something and then making sure that we understand the trend in that history so that we can predict what might happen in the future based on what has already come. It's the same thing with weather. We predict that a hurricane might come through because, well, hurricanes normally come through during a certain time period based on certain pressure readings and certain atmospheric readings. We can use those trends to predict when something might happen in meteorology, not for 100% certainty, but we can do something similar here in TA. Looking at Bitcoin right now, we are above the 200 daily simple moving average. We fell below it briefly, but for the most part, we are above it now and we are healthy. Now, this is not the only moving average that we want to bring to your attention. I also want to show you one down on the 4-hourly chart, and it's not the 200, but it is instead the 100. Take a look at this moving average right here, and anyone who does anything relating to technical analysis will immediately see the point here. The last 3 corrections that Bitcoin underwent all pulled back and tested the 100 4-hourly simple moving average perfectly. What does all that mean? 100 means it takes in data from the last 100 candlesticks. 4-hourly just means this shows up on the 4-hourly chart. Simple means that it is a simple average. It's not weighted towards the front or the back like an exponential moving average is. And a moving average just means that it is continuously adding the new candlestick and dropping the previous candlestick, and then the average of the last 100 in this case, because the 100 moving average gives us our data point. So looking right here, the average of the last 100 candlesticks was 46,882 on the 4-hourly chart, and this is where we're finding our support right now. This is why we're saying that we're looking to buy Bitcoin right now. On the longer term, more like the medium term, Bitcoin actually looks very bullish. Now, there is an argument to be made that Bitcoin could be in some kind of a rounding top. There is an argument to be made that Bitcoin could be in some kind of head and shoulders pattern right here. I personally think that Bitcoin is going to continue rallying to the upside, and I think we are going to be back up above $50,000 in the next week or two. I want to ask Tim what he thinks, though, because Tim is actually the one that found this 4-hourly thing with the 100 4-hourly simple moving average. So, Tim, do you think we're going to bounce off of this? Do you think we're going to fall below it briefly and rally above it? And should we be buying right now?
So I think that, first of all, we are still in an ascending wedge on Bitcoin. If you were looking at what we were talking about yesterday, we're not even necessarily to the place where I think we're going to be confirmly breaking to the downside. I think we have a little farther to go up before we do that. In fact, I think we can get as far as potentially even $55,000 before we actually confidently break bearish out of that wedge. However, I think the trend is your friend until it ends. We are still trending upwards. Looking at this metric, we have seen it bounce now 3 or 4 times off that 100 moving average on the 4-hourly chart. We're literally about to touch it somewhere within probably the next day or two, and then continue to rally up. That is a bullish sign. Also, we're going to talk about this here in just a second, I think, but with this news breaking about the SEC potentially approving ETFs in the U.S. in October, I am not the biggest fan of ETFs because of what they might do long-term in terms of kind of confusing people on the real value of Bitcoin, but I can guarantee you the excitement of an ETF coming to the United States, people being able to have an ETF on Bitcoin, will bring price excitement, and that is why I'm very bullish on Bitcoin's price for the next few months, because whether or not that ETF ends up being an amazing opportunity or kind of just a distraction, it will bring excitement, continued adoption, and price goes up. Also, if I'm looking at the VPVR, we got a really, really, really strong level of support that we're about to run into. That's kind of right in line with that 100 moving average on the 4-hourly chart. That's like a double backing. That's like 2 pieces coming together, 2 indicators coming together saying, hey, we're going to come in agreement to spike this rally again. Like I said, I am not even kidding. I'm about to buy more Bitcoin at this level.
Yep.
You know, I've told you guys in the past, there was a reason why I wasn't investing in Bitcoin for a little bit, was because we had bills to pay, me and my wife. We don't have those bills anymore. We have some money, and I'm looking at what's my next buy-in opportunity. This is it. I'm loving it, and I'm about to make some money off of it.
Amen to that, guys. Drop a 1 in chat if you are looking to buy more Bitcoin. And also, if you haven't already, make sure to smash that like button. This is the fastest growing cryptocurrency technical analysis channel on the entire YouTube space. So make sure you subscribe as well. Let's see if we can't get to 1,000 likes here in a little bit. What Tim was just talking about is really, really interesting. And we're actually going to dive into this briefly. SEC could approve Bitcoin Futures ETF in October, analysts predict. Now, anyone who's been in cryptocurrency for a while will read that title and go, all right, yeah, we've heard that one before. For anyone who is newer to cryptocurrency, I've been in the space for over 4 years now, and there is always talk about an ETF of some type being approved in the United States. It goes all the way back to late 2017 when many different people were trying to get ETFs approved, and none of them went through. In fact, a lot of people thought that the Bitcoin bear market in 2018 was going to end with the approval of a Bitcoin ETF in August of 2018 when the Winklevoss twins, I believe it was, were trying to launch one. BlackRock was trying to launch one. It never came to fruition. Now, this one's a little bit different. This is talking about a futures ETF, which is slightly different. The point is they're both derivatives, or at least they normally are. SEC could approve Bitcoin futures ETF in October, analysts predict. A launch could come as soon as October, and we believe the SEC should permit several at once to avoid handing out a first mover advantage. I agree with that. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission is likely to approve a Bitcoin futures ETF by the end of October. Again, we've heard this before, so let's see if there's anything different. Bloomberg ETF analysts Eric Balchunas and James Seifert, I don't know why these people have such hard names to pronounce. Anyway, issued an investor note on Tuesday suggesting that last week's abrupt withdrawal of Ether futures ETF proposals by VanEck, that's another institution that was trying to launch one and so far failed, and ProShares could trigger the SEC approval of a Bitcoin ETF. VanEck and ProShares' rapid withdrawal of proposals for Ethereum futures ETF is a good sign for a potential Bitcoin futures ETF, given the SEC has allowed those filings to remain active. A launch could come as soon as October, and we believe the SEC should permit several at once to avoid handing out a first mover advantage. The latest Bitcoin futures ETF forecast comes shortly after asset manager VanEck and ProShares suddenly withdrew their applications for Ether ETFs just 2 days after filing paperwork with the SEC. However, a number of Bitcoin futures ETF applications have remained active. So, like I said, ETFs have been in the discussion on cryptocurrency for a very long time. In fact, one of the first people here on YouTube to start talking about ETFs was none other than Nicholas Merton over at Data Dash, which you should go subscribe to his channel. He's still great. He had a massive channel and still does, but he grew so much at the end of 2017. One of the things he was talking about a lot back then, and has been ever since, is that ETFs could completely revolutionize what Bitcoin looked like. The entire regulatory landscape for Bitcoin would be turned on its head. Or so some people say. I am personally of the opinion that at this point, an ETF for Bitcoin would not be that big of a deal. Now, I'm not disagreeing with Nicholas Merton's 2017 talk. I think that if an ETF had been approved at the end of 2017, Bitcoin probably would have hit $50,000 a couple years earlier. At this point, though, I think there's been so much adoption around Bitcoin that an ETF might be, one, a given, and two, a bit of a nothing burger. Tim, I want to hear your take. Do you think an ETF is something we should be foaming at the mouth for, or is it just kind of another news story at this point?
So as I even clarified, longevity-wise, I don't like ETFs. I don't like futures options. I think that potentially it is just a way for someone to get involved in a lazy, roundabout way without getting their hands completely dirty. I don't think that for the longevity, I don't think the ETF, when it launches and when we see it in full usage, will make the price skyrocket. I think the excitement and the adoption and the viewing of it, I think there's going to be a lot of people who get involved in ETF, but they're also watching the price and they're watching what Bitcoin's doing and they're educating themselves on what Bitcoin actually is, and they'll actually get into the pool themselves with their own wallet. So whereas traditionally the idea of that ETF, I'm not a fan of, I don't like it. Again, I think it's actually potentially just a lazy way to get your hands in Bitcoin. It's kind of a similar thing to like Dogecoin. We don't like Dogecoin, but we will say one thing about Dogecoin that we are thankful for, and it got a lot of people into the crypto world. And then they learned and they educated themselves and like, oh, this is a garbage coin, but there are some quality ones. Let me go get them.
Yes.
So if nothing else, the reason I think ETF is going to be beneficial is not because of ETF being an ETF. I think it's because of the limelight and the attention it will bring.
Brings
to Bitcoin.
notoriety to Bitcoin. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I think that that would be the biggest thing that an ETF would do is it'd turn a lot of people onto Bitcoin that otherwise would have, one, thought it was a scam, or two, thought it was a bad investment. Well, if it's a scam and if it's a bad investment, why is the SEC, who's supposed to be for consumer protection, approving ETFs so that you can buy it through your 401k or whatnot?
That's the other really cool thing is, pairing this news with other news that we've seen recently, and this is not breaking, I'm just reminding everybody, we have actually seen the SEC kind of come out and say they are not against Bitcoin. They're actually against people manipulating Bitcoin. A lot of the regulations that they are coming up with are not against the consumer. They're against the people who potentially will try to cheat people out of money. And then you have, we talked about this, I don't know, a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, the idea of the government, our U.S. government, talking about crypto taxes and how they're going to tax crypto assets, which is a sign of, hey, this is going to be here. We cannot stop this.
Yep.
So let's, as a U.S. government, try to find a way to get a piece of the pie. That's all bullish signs. And now we see this coming out. This is further adoption that the biggest hurdle that we as Bitcoin holders needed to come over is, will we be shut down by governments? Will regulations come in and shut down our ability to even operate? And all these things are coming out to confirm, no.
Yeah.
They will be restricted, they'll be funneled, but they will not be stopped.
Absolutely.
And Bitcoin is an unstoppable train. Just like Frederick Hayek said, we got to get it in here in a sly way. And then once it's been released,
It's Pandora's box.
yeah,
You can't
the
close
government
it.
can't say, government can't take it back.
No, they can't.
It'll be too late.
No, it's like prohibition. It failed categorically, and now we're learning the exact same thing about marijuana. You try and regulate something that's unregulatable, and then it doesn't work. I remember one time in middle school, I told my dad, wouldn't it be really a good idea, Dad, if the government didn't try and make something illegal that it can't possibly enforce because it just undermines their authority? Yes, son, that's a great idea. Too bad they don't do that. Well, here's the thing. Bitcoin is no different. You can't you can't ban Bitcoin. You can regulate it and put a box around it and tax it. Fine, sure, do that. It's part of working in a 21st century civilized society. But Bitcoin is not something that can be banned. Pandora's box is open. Cryptocurrencies here to stay, and things like ETFs just go to show that we have a long, bright future ahead of us. And I personally think that Bitcoin's going to over $1 million in the next 5 to 10 years as a result of all of the adoption that we are seeing. But let's go ahead and read some super chats.
Yeah. Then we have a couple here. We got, so it just says super sticker. Did we see what JJTV said?
It's a super sticker. Oh, yeah.
Just
you
says
can do
super
those.
sticker. But that's I'm reading where I copy and pasted it. So if you can find that, we can read that one. Here's one directed at me. Mojo Hand said 3 days to college football. Tim, you headed north for the Bryant game, 9-4. He's talking about Rhode Island. If you're over the Virginia Tech loss on 9-3, so he's predicting a Virginia Tech loss to North Carolina, which, man, I think Virginia Tech could win it. But yes, if I had to bet, I think we're having an L. I'm more rooting for us to have a good showing against North Carolina more so than...
North Carolina's a good school.
I hope we win. I mean, obviously, I'm rooting for us to win, but UNC is very good this year.
Is North Carolina? Yeah, they're good this
They're
year,
recruiting...
yeah.
Anyway, drop a one in chat if Tim's bro is a better Ram than Lamar Odom since he has never touched a Kardashian. I didn't actually know. That's education. I didn't know Lamar Odom was a Ram. I didn't know he went to URI, which I looked it up and confirmed. Yeah, he did. But yeah, I would say Caleb is probably a better Ram than Lamar Odom.
Roasted.
So yeah. No. Oh, to answer the question. I was actually planning on going to both games. Due to the thing that we can't talk about on YouTube, I was just very skeptical on if I'd even be allowed to, so I never bought the tickets. I'll definitely be watching on TV, and I know my brother has a game in North Carolina at some point this year. I can't remember who he's playing. I can't remember the name of the team,
UNC?
but no. They don't play that level of football. But I'm going to go to his game when he plays in North Carolina.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yep. Next one we got here. Bobby King said, question about investing. I have 10,000 ADA and have 3 to 5 year plan. Do I sell at the top of the bull runs or DCA in and leave my coins?
I would personally do the latter one. I think it'd be a mistake to try and sell the top and then buy back in the dips because you are putting yourself at great risk of not doing that correctly.
Especially on Cardano.
Especially on Cardano.
Yeah.
Cardano is notoriously hard to predict.
Yes. DSP said, is it a good idea to move profits out of projects who have reached all-time highs, and in parentheses said ADA, Solana, into those that haven't, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and DOT?
Yeah, I personally think it is, not for your investing portfolio.
Yeah.
The previous question was about investment. This question is about trading. If you're a trader, yeah, I absolutely think that it is a good idea to do that because Cardano and Solana I haven't looked at Solana recently, but at least Cardano is very, very high right now. And they are eating up a lot of the valuation that should probably be going to Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to have their day relatively soon. So yeah, I think that's not a bad idea personally.
All right. At least the last one I see from Blake Boggs said more growth in the next 6 months on Ethereum or Cardano.
That's a hard one. I think ADA is going to outperform Ethereum percentage wise, but
With those smart it's just
smart
they have something
contracts,
bigger and newer and,
they've got
and more
so
special.
much stuff coming out. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
It'll be a good race though.
It will definitely be a good race.
Yeah.
But if I was a betting man and I was putting my money on one horse, it'd probably be on Cardano. Speaking of Cardano, we have some things that we need to talk about with Cardano. So let's go ahead and jump on over to the Cardano chart. As you guys know, Cardano is in a little bit of a correction over the last couple of days. We rallied all the way up to nearly $3 and we pulled back 12.5%. We talked about how Cardano was probably going to need a small pullback. Frankly, I thought it was going to rally a little bit farther before going into this correction, but nevertheless, we did say on Monday, hey guys, we're an all-time high. It's almost impossible to call the top, so we're not going to try and call the top. Point is, it needs a correction. We're seeing that correction. That's a good thing. However, for anyone who is in Cardano right now, I wouldn't necessarily be too concerned about it dropping back below all-time high, and I'll show you why. Looking at our horizontal level right here, all-time high is $2.50. Obviously, $2.50 is a major psychological level. And also, of course, Japan is launching their... Japan is allowing Cardano to be traded in that nation on multiple different exchanges starting today. So that is also a factor you need to keep in mind. Here's another thing, though. Cardano currently has bearish RSI divergence, and it has some very, very powerful bearish RSI divergence. We can see it here on the daily chart. There's an uptrend on our levels of resistance and a downtrend on our levels of resistance on the RSI. On top of that, we're also seeing that the MACD is converging bearish. So I think that we're going to pull back down here to $2.50. And frankly, this is a little bit different than what I've been thinking lately, but frankly, based on everything I'm seeing, we very well may not hold that, and another part of the reason is that we're seeing volume decrease. This is what I've been talking about over the last several days, and I even talked about it around the blockchain over on Ben's channel yesterday. Right now, Cardano is massively overextended, and Bitcoin and Ethereum are undervalued. The whole crypto market is going through a small correction right now.
Yep.
I don't think that the whole crypto market is going to go through a massive correction. I think there is way too many bullish factors in the cryptocurrency market right now to reasonably make the argument that we're going to undergo some massive drop down to $42,000 on Bitcoin or $2,500 on Ethereum. I don't think that's going to happen, but what I do think is going to happen is that some of this valuation that's locked up in Ethereum right now, in Cardano right now, not from the ADA gang and the people that are hodling it and staking it, but some of the people that have bought it and traded it over the last 2 weeks. I think a lot of the traders, just like our super chatter earlier, are going to be looking to sell some of their Cardano at profit and then buy back into Ethereum and Bitcoin because they have not rallied as far. Cardano is just, quite frankly speaking right now, overextended compared to anything that it has ever done. In fact, it is, if I'm not mistaken, sitting at the highest market dominance it ever has. At least in the last, at least in time that I can remember. If we look at it right here and I turn off the rest of these cryptocurrencies, you can see that it has gobbled up more market dominance than it ever has in the history of that project. So I think that it is going to undergo some kind of correction here relatively soon, such as we saw a couple of weeks ago, such as we saw back in 2017 when Cardano rallied up to 3%. I think we're going to see the same thing happen here relatively soon. Tim, what do you think happens next on Cardano? Do you agree that we're going to see some of the profits cycle out into Bitcoin and Ethereum?
Yes, I do, but I also think, again, I think the strong level of support we have right now in Cardano sitting a little bit closer to $2.13. At least if I'm looking at the VPBR. Obviously, there's even stronger around $1.37. I don't think we're going to get past there. I don't think we're going to get past that $2 bump. However, there's correction. And also, I want to clarify, I'm not saying we're going down to $2 necessarily right off the bat. However, what I think is really cool, I'm looking at the chart right now. I'm looking at the Bollinger Bands. I'm on the 4-hourly chart. I'm looking at the Bollinger Bands. I'm looking at the 4 EMA, and I'm looking at VPVR. And I am seeing, again, a pretty coincidental little thing. If you look at the bottom of the Bollinger Bands, if you look at where we have the 50 moving average on the 4-hourly chart, and if you look at where we have a strong level of support in the BPVR, they're all sitting right here around 250. This is something we said the other day, Jeb, is that we could see it going as low as 250. Now, I think we said it could get there yesterday. It didn't, which is okay. It's still heading down in that direction. I think Cardano has a little bit more to go to it, but I'm actually expecting potentially a bounce off of 250. I think putting a buy order, or, setting up around 255, maybe even 259, 260 maybe, if you just want to make sure you get in, would actually not be the worst thing in the world, because I think there might be a bounce there that rallies maybe back to $3.
Yeah.
There's some strong level of support there. Also, there's a lot of excitement, especially as we're building up to the 12th, because that is the huge thing. We got to remember, we have 2 more weeks until massive news drops. I think we're going to see a lot of buying in Cardano all the way up to it.
Okay.
All the way up to that date, and then I think we'll see another dip. I think
you don't think we're going to see a cycle out in the next week or so?
I think the 11th, 12th, 13th is when we might see the price start to head back down towards that $2 mark.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And then also, I love what you're saying here, Tim, about the convergence of support. That's the term we use over in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. He's talking about this VPVR maximum right here, the 50 simple moving average, and this flat level at 250, which was our previous all-time high. That is a convergent level of support, so that means it's very strong. That's like, instead of having 100 health, all of a sudden it has 300 health. It's harder to break through it. That's like, in an analogy I often use with support and resistance, think of support as the floor and resistance as the ceiling. If you're in an apartment building and your floor is made of thatch, it's really easy to break through that. But if your floor is made of concrete and I-beams and steel trusses and everything, it's a lot stronger. So we're seeing very strong support here because so many things are coming together. I think ADA very well may hold there.
Just to add on to it, 4-hourly chart, we are seeing RSI divergence, bullish RSI divergence forming.
We are. I see that. Yeah.
So again, it's not even a trifecta at this point. Now, what's quadfecta?
Quadfecta.
It's a quadfecta of reasons why Cardano probably will end up bouncing right around that 250 zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. You heard it here first. Cardano is more than likely going to bounce around the $2.50 zone. It's probably going to continue back up to $3. And at some point in the next 3 weeks or so, we'll more than likely see cycling out of Cardano and into Bitcoin and Ethereum. But there is good reason to believe that Cardano might go ahead and maintain this rally for a little bit longer. Give us a 1 in chat if you think it's about to break $3. I think, based on everything Tim just said, that there's a good argument to be made there. I am a little bit more skeptical than he is, though, because I'm worried about how many people are already so far into profit. You also have to take into account all of the ADA gang out there that are staking their Cardano, so it's really a mixed bag at the moment.
It is, but I also think that, as we told Greg the other day, and I said, I don't know if he did it. If he did, great for Greg. Around that 290 point, 290, 291, I was kind of like, this might be a good time to take some profit. Now, how many people took profit there are going to see this level at 250 and say, yeah, no, let me go ahead and get back in, because I believe most people in Cardano are Cardano
maxis.
Yeah, they're like in love with it. Like they would marry Cardano if it was a marriageable thing. But I think that 250 zone is going to be a great level of buy-in, especially in light of the 12th. I think a lot of people have put their thought into, man, I'm going to hold Cardano, I'm going to utilize Cardano until the 12th, and I'm going to see a sell-off. That is why I think the psychology of the trader, that 12th is pretty pivotal. I think a lot of people are going to say, let me go ahead and sell.
Agreed.
And all it's going to happen is he's going to have a massive correction, potentially all the way back down to $2. It's going to kind of accumulate for a little bit, and then we're going to keep going. Like, I'm still holding to the end of this year. We're looking between $5 to $8 at Cardano.
I think
we have just touched over $3. Like, that's all we've got. We have a long way to go. It is, of the big projects right now, the most volatile project, though. So that is something you have to be very aware of with this. However, still a great money opportunity.
Guys, smash that like button if you were enjoying today's stream. We have a big announcement that we are just about to run. I'm going to wait for Smay to give me the cue to launch that. But
we have some super chats so we can do. You're ready?
I'm ready, but I think we should.
Yeah, we got a couple more minutes.
Let's do some super chats.
Let's see. Yeah.
Let's do some super chats.
Abdu, okay, you want something?
No.
Okay.
I said let's do some super chats.
Abdu Q said, "Is Milk Omida a good idea for Cardano?" I don't know what that is. And what do you think of C98? Don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe.
I feel like I'm missing something important.
Yeah. Horace. Oh, this is a fun one. Horace Sogbajar. I hope that was right. Hello, I want to get more ADA, but is it going to go any lower, or should I just get some now? We
just talked about that.
Actually, and we answered the next one too, because RG Lee said, where do you see ADA by the end of this year? So
$5 to $8.
Should you get some more? I am a big proponent of, while I think it's going to bounce at 250, Horace, I was talking the other day to Manny about this, how I have done things where I put my buy order at the level I think it's going to bounce. And then this is a Bitcoin trade I did. I missed the train by $50.
Yep.
So I'm a big proponent of saying this is where I think it's going to bounce. So I'm going to buy in a little bit right here.
I've been saying that saying that since 2017. Yeah. It's so critical you guys do that. If you think it's going, I remember teaching this when Bitcoin was going to $5,000, and that was the all-time high. I wasn't running YouTube yet, but eventually I was teaching it to somebody I knew. But if you think it's going to $5,000, put your buy order in at 4,900 because you're gonna miss it if you're not careful, or your sell order, excuse me.
Blake Boggs said, new channel idea, paintball in Speedos, Jeb versus Smay, video sold as an NFT.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh Lord.
The funny
That's
thing
scary.
is, I don't think Jeb would agree with it. There's a small part of me that thinks Smay might, like if that was actually a thing, Smay might agree.
There's
Smay,
some, yeah,
would
I
you
feel
do
like
that?
Smay might
A
actually
Speedo
agree to
paintball
that.
video.
Perhaps.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I think there's actually a chance.
I think the reason it's not going to happen is because of Jeb.
I won't do it. I ain't doing that.
Oh my gosh.
I want to be a father one day.
Yeah. Next one we hear. So Eric Liddell just posted it. And he's kind of backing up what I just said here a little bit ago. But he said, I took a profit at 290, sold 10% of my 88, and I'm really hoping for that 250 mark. It's great because I am still staking. Yes, and
Nice.
Eric, I think there's a lot of people in that same boat as you.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It doesn't mean they have given up on Cardano. It means they want to maximize their buying opportunities. And that's what we got there.
Absolutely right. Well, guys, is it time now?
I think it's time.
I think it's time now.
I hope it works.
Tell me
All right.
when.
All right. I'll go ahead and run it. You ready?
We're ready.
All right.
I remember it clearly. It was late at night on July 31st, 2017. I was watching YouTube and I came across this guy named Crypto Nick, who was my age. I was 17, he was 18. He had a video titled, How I Make $30,000 a Month Mining Bitcoin. I was so inspired, I decided it was time to invest in myself. I started spending 12 hours a day on YouTube trying to learn more about cryptocurrency, and as time went on, I learned how to buy, sell, trade, and invest, and ultimately profit in cryptocurrency markets. But I'll be honest with you, the money was never my passion, and it still isn't. My passion is to help people take back control of their destiny from those that stole it from them. I realized that the financial situation that I was in was holding me back, and I had to do something about it. And the only way I was going to get out of that was through a deep investment in self-improvement through education. I thoroughly believe that cryptocurrency is the future of finance, and to thrive in this new market, you've got to learn the landscape. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are a tool that level the playing field, and they give power back to us. This passion is what drives me to do what I do. I strive to improve and give you guys the highest quality educational content possible. This is why I'm creating this membership program. The reality is none of this would exist if it weren't for you, the audience. I want to empower you to blaze your own trails and make a real difference in your lives. It's my desire to see a generation of financially free people. This is why we exist. This is why Crypto Jeb exists. And this is why we want you to be a part of this movement. With your support, we can launch so many new initiatives that can help so many people take back what was stolen from them, the same way that I did through cryptocurrency. And hopefully through what we're doing here, we can help guide you through the same journey that saved me from where I was. Together, let's do this.
All right, guys, you didn't see. You got it looks great. There was definitely not a problem when I first ran it. It's very good. There we go.
That was definitely not like 4 days of work and a late night. By the way, anyway, here's the deal, guys. We are launching the membership program here on the YouTube channel, and the reason we're doing that is because we want to give back to you. We have a ton of different things that we want to launch and give you. We're going to have more information coming out over the next day or so on what all of the different levels will have to do. And in fact, I think, Smay, you can give us a little bit more insight on what each of those levels are going to look like.
I don't have it off the top of my head, guys, but we will be announcing all that tomorrow. Although I will say this. Some of the perks are pretty lit, guys. Some of the perks are pretty lit. I'm not going to get into all of them, but I'm telling you guys, it's definitely worth it, and it's a great way to support the channel and let us keep doing what we're doing, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like, we do run this channel, and it costs money to run, and, we give you this content for free. So it is one of those things that's like, guys, this is a way that you guys can support us to keep giving you the content you guys want to watch, and it's completely optional. So that's what's good about it. It's completely up to you guys. We'll still keep putting out content either way, but this is just kind of an option for you guys to help support us. So.
Yeah, guys, we are really looking forward to being able to take all of our production to the next level. We want to launch new shows. We want to improve this show. We want to bring on new staff. We want to launch new products. And we want to help you guys become the best profitable traders and investors in cryptocurrency that you possibly can. It is our heart to help you take back control of your destiny from those that stole it from you. And the way that you can do that is by investing in your own education, by learning. But to learn, the best way you can learn is through somebody that is able to teach you. That's why we come here on this camera every single day and teach you guys whatever we know. There's plenty that we don't know. There's plenty that we don't understand. But what we do know and what we do understand, we want to give back to you because it's our heart to help you get out of whatever situation that you're in or help to improve your own life so you can give back to your community, give back to your friends and your family. You know, when I started this YouTube channel, I didn't have anything, and now we have 11 staff. We have multiple shows. We're uploading 30 pieces of content a week. We're doing so much, and the reason we're doing that is not for my sake. Quite frankly, I'll be honest with you. A year ago, instead of moving into this office and hiring 6 or 7 or 8 employees, I could have just kept running the YouTube channel, taken my Bitcoin, and then bought a fancy car or something. I didn't do that, not because I wanted to, you know, run a company and be all successful and everything, but because I knew that if I started this company and I brought on staff and I created new shows and we launched new products, then I would be able to help more people and I'd be able to get my message out there because I didn't come from a whole lot. As you saw in that video, I didn't come from anything. And quite frankly, it is very difficult to get yourself out of a situation. That's why I believe in Jesus Christ. That's why I believe in the power of the Holy Spirit, and that's why I believe in that. But I also believe that he put me on this planet for a reason. He put me here so that I can help you out of those situations in the same way that so many people help me out of the situations that I found myself in. So yeah, the membership program is launching. It's going to have a bunch of different perks. It will be going live tomorrow. So we've announced it today, but it's going live tomorrow. We're going to go over what all of those perks are in future content. But I want you guys to know that the reason we're launching this is not so that we can make money. The reason that we're launching this is because we want to give back to you. The perks that are going to be active through the membership program are really absolutely cool. And one of our big hearts, and in fact, the biggest heart behind this membership program as it's been planned for the last several months, is to help build community. We want to help to foster a community here on the Crypto Jeb channel and the r/Jebi Nights, because the community is one of the most important things that you can have to learn. You guys have to be able to rely on each other, not just us, because this has never been about us. It's always been about you. So community amongst ourselves is incredibly important.
And I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was something in the beginning of the intro today and at the end of that video.
There's a little teaser.
It was a little tease.
There was a little teaser.
Do you want to elaborate on what that tease was, Jim?
I most certainly can. Are we announcing that right now?
Yes, yeah.
All right, well, here's another big announcement that you guys should know about. Along with the membership program, we're launching new branding for the channel. It's been in the works for the last 9 months. It has been a very long journey. We've literally been having a team work on it ever since January, and it is finally here. It is finally ready. You guys have heard me say over the last year, big things are coming. Big things are coming, and I am so excited because this new branding looks incredible. Guys, the branding that we've been using right now, and by the way, just so you know, branding is all the pictures, all the colors, all the fonts, all that stuff. Everything that we've been using has been placeholder for the last year. It looks pretty good for placeholder, but it's all been placeholder because we've been working on new branding, which is launching tomorrow. I am so excited. Not only is the membership program launching, not only is the new branding launching, we're also moving into a new office on Friday, and then once we're there, we're going to be able to launch new shows. We are trying to build the #1 crypto channel on the entire internet, and the way that we're going to do that is by giving back to you guys, by holding integrity and humility as core values, by investing in our production so that we provide you the best, highest quality, educational, and entertaining content that we possibly can. We're doing this for you guys. It's never been about us, and it never will be. It's about you. We want to make sure you're as successful as possible here in crypto, and all of these upgrades are going to help to drive that mission forward.
And just to be clear, with all the membership stuff, there's nothing going to change to the current list of videos we make. We're still going to be doing the same videos and adding to those.
In fact, just more is going to come.
Yeah, it's one of those things like this is an opportunity if anyone wants to be involved with what we're doing and support the channel. You have that opportunity. You also can just tune in every single day and watch for free. Like, you know, this is not like, if you want to keep paying attention to what's happening with Crypto Jeb, you have to pay money. No, this is hey guys, we want to build a bigger community. We want to even produce and build more things for everybody else. And therefore, if you want to be a part of that, you can be on the team. As far as even like, I want to kind of address some of the things said there because I think maybe there's a little confusion. You know, the word destiny. We actually had a long meeting as a company about the verbiage of our mission as a company. We
talked about that for like a month.
Right. And so here's the thing, man. If you in your life have had ease and if you have never had to really, really struggle or worry, or if you've never had that moment where you just feel like everything is rigged against you, God bless you. That's awesome. I'm not even mad. I am excited and glad for you. However, there are millions, if not billions of people who every single day do nothing but bust their butt. And it seems like no matter what they do, they cannot get ahead. And this is the mission we have as a company, is to help those people who seem like literally the entire world is against them, to help them get the destiny that was given to them by their creator to have a life of success and accomplishment and to feel fulfilled. You know, when we talk about destiny being stolen, ultimately, according to our beliefs as Christians, our destiny was stolen from us by ourselves by making poor choices as humans, but we were always destined for actual paradise, for a life of success and a life of relationship, and it was stolen from us. And our mission as a company is to help people first with their financial destiny, that financial freedom, that financial peace, to get that back despite the fact that everything's rooting against you. And then in personal life as well, the relationships that you're supposed to have with people, the peace that you're supposed to have as a human being to help you get that back. So if that's something that you can get on board with, if that's something that you want to see happen, not just to yourself, but to anyone all over the planet, this is a community you want to be a part of. So that's what we are trying to build here.
And honestly, the last thing I'm going to say, just to address the other question, is like, to be honest, guys, the reason why we're launching this is not because we're saying, oh, we want to go buy Lambos, we want to make a bunch of money off you guys.
No.
Yeah.
Literally, this is all going back into the content to make your experience better.
Yeah, that's a great point, Smeg, because we've seen some of that in chat. And I want to clarify, just so you guys know, I'm going to say this on camera, and it's probably a bad business decision to say it on camera. I don't care. I'm going to say it anyway. I am the 4th highest paid person in my own company. And the reason is because I want to reinvest in my people.
Yeah.
I want to give my staff raises. I want to give jobs to more people. Yeah. The reason that I do that, and the reason I don't go out and buy Lamborghinis and new houses and stuff, because, by the way, we can, is because I care about the mission that we're on here. So I resent anyone that says, hey, you're just trying to do this for the money grab. If I was trying to do this for the money grab, I never would have started the company. I never would have brought on 6, 7, 8 employees. Now we're at 11 and had all that payroll expenditure. So don't tell me that we're doing it for the money. What we're going to be doing with this money that will be coming in from the membership program is new cameras, new sets, new shows, new stuff for you guys. We're going to be building new products, and I cannot wait to launch all of it.
Yep.
We have some great ideas, and we cannot wait to do all of it, and we're very much appreciative of all of you. So, what do you think? Tim, what are our closing thoughts on that?
Man, I think that's it. I just want to announce to you guys all the things coming. Do we have any other points that we want to talk about with any other projects? I know we have some super chats so we can get back
let's
to.
Do that.
We got one from Anthony Crypto Grandpa saying, love the TA on the top 3, but would love to hear some alt TA on newer projects. Smay, I want to see you start to get healthier. But Smay and I are going to be turning, and we're going to have a fight, I guess, here in 6 months.
Oh, yeah,
because people want to see that.
So what was the date again? It was
what did you
August
say,
August 20th?
Yeah.
August 20th.
August 20th was, so it's February 20th, guys.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, and by the way, we hit 150,000 subscribers today.
Come on.
Thank you. Great timing on all of that coming together. That's really funny. All right, well, do we have any?
Yeah, we have a couple more.
Yeah, let's do that.
Killer Marker said, what do you think of QNT? I think that's Quant, right?
I think so.
I think so. Do we have any thoughts?
I don't know.
That's not really one we follow. KCC said Chainlink or Polkadot?
They're both good projects. I wouldn't want to pit them against each other without doing more research.
Yeah, I would probably say Polkadot, but yeah. That is all we have for super chats. I'm looking at chat and make sure there's nothing else super important. Yeah, no, I think we're good.
I think that's it. Guys, we have a bunch of new content coming out over the next several weeks, and we've got a couple of new announcements coming out that are not even part of this one. So we got cool stuff coming, and I can't wait to share it with all of you guys. I very much appreciate everybody who tuned in. Smash that like button if you were looking forward to tomorrow's show, because we got a lot of great content coming out. We're going to be doing a couple of videos this afternoon, so make sure to tune in for those. You're not going to want to miss them. Guys, that's all I got for you today. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.